Saturday afternoon from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, the Reds took on the Pittsburgh Pirates and lost to them by a score of 3-1. In the top of the first inning, Barry Bonds hit a ground rule double into the left field corner. This knocked in Jay Bell, RBI number 89 this season for Bonds, and the Pirates led 1-0. Then in the top of the fourth inning, Bonds did it once again, this time with a mammoth solo home run to right field. This landed in the second deck, and the Pirates led 2-0 in the top of the fourth. For Bonds, it was home run number 24 and RBI number 90. In the top of the fifth inning, funny play as Chris Hammond threw a pitch out, although the catcher didn't seem to know that, Joe Oliver, and Gary Reese went from second to third base. Later in the inning, he scored as Jay Bell lined the single to left field. Reese scored off camera, RBI number 39 for Bell, and the Pirates led 3-0. Meanwhile, their starter, Zane Smith, pitched a fine game, allowing just one run over 7 2/3 as he picked up his second victory as a Pirate in as many starts. And here in the bottom of the eighth inning, he snagged Billy Hatch's high line drive. Nice play by Smith. But the next batter for Smith was Joe Oliver, and Oliver belted a solo home run to left field, breaking up Smith's shutout bid. And lead was cut to 3-1 in the bottom of the eighth inning. It was Oliver's seventh home run this season. 3-1 was the final in the bottom of the ninth inning. The Reds tried to put the whammy on Bob Kipper, but it did not work as Hal Morris grounded out to third base to end the game. The Pirates won 3-1. Zane Smith got the win. He's 8-7. Chris Hammond got the loss. He's 0-1. Bob Kipper picked up his second save.
Saturday afternoon from Fenway Park in Boston, Doug Rader's California Angels in town to take on Joe Morgan's Boston Red Sox. Top of the first inning, after Tom Bolton had struck out Brian Downing and Pete Coachman, he gave up a double to Devon White. So with White at second base, he would strike out Dave Winfield looking. Joe Brinkman with the punch out. Joe Brinkman had a big strike zone all day long, as most of the strikeouts in this game were called third strikes. And pitching a good game for the California Angels is Kirk McCaskill. Here he makes Carlos Quintana his third strikeout victim of the game. That ended the bottom of the third inning. Second time in the game that Quintana had struck out. Bottom of the fourth inning now, Dwight Evans the batter. And Bill Schroeder will throw out Mike Greenwell with this nice throw right to Donnie Hill. He tags him out. That ends the bottom of the fourth inning. So Mike Greenwell caught stealing 2-4 on the play. Back in the top of the fourth, the Lee Stevens groundout had made it 1-0 California. Then in the top of the fifth, with one on and one out, Pete Coachman. And only his second Major League at-bat as he's making his Major League debut today. Singles off of Tom Bolton in the right field. Brunansky's throw is too late as Donnie Hill slides in and scores, and Pete Coachman gets his first Major League hit and RBI. And Dave Winfield points to him as he smiles. So it was 2-0 in favor of California in the top of the fifth. Still in the bottom of the fifth, Kirk McCaskill pitching a two-hitter. Here he strikes out Tom Brunansky looking. Brunansky would strike out twice on the day looking. That was McCaskill's fourth strikeout of the game, the second out in the inning. In the top of the sixth, California adds two more. Dennis Lamb forgot that there was a pitch out on the play. Meanwhile, Dickie Schofield with the suicide squeeze RBI as Lee Stevens scores, and it was 3-0. Brian Downing added an RBI single later to make it 4-0. Still in the top of the sixth, a great play by Jody Reed as he flags down that ball hit by Devon White, throws over to Carlos Quintana, who makes the nice stretch. That ended the inning. In the bottom of the seventh, the Red Sox add 3 runs on 4 consecutive singles and a sacrifice fly. This is the RBI single by Tom Brunansky with one on. It scores Mike Greenwell. That makes it 4-1. Tony Pena added an RBI single, and Rick Lancelletti added an RBI sac fly to make it 4-3. That was the final as California wins it. Brian Harvey gets his 15th save by striking out Tony Pena to end it. McCaskill gets the win.
Afternoon in San Francisco, Buddy Harrelson and the New York Mets looking to get back on track as they take on the Giants. In the bottom of the first inning, David Cone, who's making the start for New York, will strike out Kevin Mitchell. This comes with Brett Butler on third base. Cone scattering 6 hits this afternoon while walking 2. He struck out a career high 13. He improved his record to 9-6 with the win, and he has his own cheering section out in the bleachers, and these fans would have something to cheer about in the top of the third. New York with 5 runs, all of which came with 2 outs. Dave Magadan at the plate, and he'll line a single to left center field. That brings home David Cone and Mark Carrion. The Mets go up 2-0. RBIs 42 and 43 on the season for Magadan. Darryl Strawberry walked with the bases loaded to make it 3-0 New York, and still in the top of the third, Howard Johnson with the ground ball single past Jose Uribe. Greg Jeffries and Kevin McReynolds scoring, and it's 5-0 Mets. And that would knock Trevor Wilson out of the game. In the top of the 5th inning, New York with 3 more runs, all again with 2 outs. Howard Johnson's RBI double made it 6-0 Mets. And then it's Tim Tuffle with the bloop single to left center field. That brings home Johnson, and the Mets go up 7-0. Still in the top of the 5th, David Cone getting in on the act with a ground ball up the middle. Goes off Jose Uribe's glove. Tim Tuffle scores, and it's 8-0 New York. The Mets scoring 8 of their 9 runs this afternoon with 2 outs. In the bottom of the 5th inning, Matt Williams puts San Francisco on the board as he leads off with his 24th home run of the year, and that makes it 8-1 Mets. Move now to the bottom of the 7th inning. The bases loaded for the Giants. David Cone strikes out Will Clark. He then gets Bill Baith, who's pinch hitting to end the inning. David Cone pitching out of the jam. Cone recorded his 2nd complete game of the season and set a career high with 13 strikeouts as the New York Mets won for the first time in 8 games in San Francisco. New York also remained 2 games behind Pittsburgh in the National League East. Dave Anderson grounds out to end the game as the Mets take it 9-2. The losing pitcher Trevor Wilson, he's 8-5 as the Giants failed to move within 6.5 games of the Cincinnati Reds in the National League West. Saturday afternoon in New York, Mike Witt and the Yankees hosting the Seattle Mariners. Witt pitching a 2-hitter this afternoon. He got off to a good start as he opened up the game by striking out Harold Reynolds. And after giving up a leadoff single to Alvin Davis in the 2nd, he retired the next 15 batters, Witt with 4 strikeouts in the game. Things didn't go as well for Brian Holman. In the bottom of the 3rd, Jesse Barfield leads off the inning for New York with his 17th home run of the year. That makes it 1-0 Yankees. Now let's listen to Al Troutwig as he has some fun in the announcer's booth.
Right now, this is a great opportunity to get rid of Tony Kubek because Nicholas Pica and Brian Moriarty here, they were part of a bid in a charity auction for the Special Olympics. Their parents bid for the rights for them to visit here in the booth, and it's great. You got Dwayne Statt's autograph and Tony Kubek's, and I'm sure now you want mine, right? No? Oh. You sure? Yeah. Okay.
In the bottom of the 4th, it's New York with 3 runs. Kevin Moss with the ground ball, and Harold Reynolds makes the nice stop. He flips to Omar Vizquel, but he's way off second base. Throw to first is in time. Steve Sax scores. That makes it 2-0 New York. Reynolds arguing the call with umpire Mike Riley. We should take another look at it. Vizquel is obviously off second base. Still in the bottom of the 4th, Matt Noakes will put the Yankees up 3-0. He singles to left field. Oscar Azokar crossing the plate. It's 3-0 New York. Noakes picking up his 31st RBI of the season. Jesse Barfield's sacrifice fly made it 4-0 Yankees. And in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs, Kevin Moss hits his 14th home run of the year. He has 14 home runs in 131 at-bats. And that puts New York up 5-0. The Yankees go on to take this one by the final score of 6-0. In the top of the 9th with the bases loaded, Witt gets Scott Bradley to ground out to end the game. He picks up his first shutout since June 14th, 1988, and his first complete game since September 2nd, 1989. He improves his record to 2-5. Both of his wins coming against Seattle. Brian Holman takes the loss. He's 11-9.
Exciting game as the Dodgers took on the Montreal Expos. In the bottom of the 4th inning with no score, Eddie Murray gave the Dodgers the lead as he connected for a 2-run home in left field. His 19th of the season. RBI 72 and 73 as Kirk Gibson scored in the home run. And the Dodgers led 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's another look at that home run swing of Eddie Murray. Gone the second he hit it. Two brothers having some fun in Dodger Stadium. Having a good old slap fight. Had some excitement this evening. In the top of the 5th inning, Montreal tied up the game when Tim Raines came up and belted a second home run in as many nights, his 6th of the season, a 2-run shot to left center field just past Kirk Gibson's reach. This came off Dodger starter Fernando Valenzuela. Otis Nixon was on board for the home run, 2-2 in the top of the 5th. In the bottom of the 7th, though, Dan Javier rounded a single to left field. This knocked in Alfredo Griffin. RBI 18 for Javier, and the Dodgers led 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. 3-2 was the final. Fernando Valenzuela picked up the win to raise the record to 10-10 this season. And here back in the top of the 1st inning, he struck out Delano DeShields, first batter he faced. Moving to the top of the 9th inning, Jim Gott picked up his 3rd save of the season when he struck out pinch hitter Mike Aldrete to end the game. The Dodgers won 3-2. Fernando got the win. He's 10-10. Mel Rojas got the loss in relief. He's 0-1. Jim Gott picked up his 3rd save of the season. Once again, the Dodgers 3-2 over the Montreal Expos Saturday evening in Los Angeles.